Athletes, did you guys know that you can train to be more durable? Through a process of decompressing the musculoskeletal system and working off of what we call pivot point progression, we can train to have the same movement patterns as the most durable athletes of all time. And we're not saying that we're going to get you to move exactly like Michael Jordan. He's a different type of athlete. But what is attainable is the movement patterns that made him durable. So what we call those are our bows, our corners, back chain dominance. All those things can be trained. So when we're training these movement patterns into our central nervous system, we're trying to follow all of these laws. So if you're properly transferring pressure from column to column, you have the right foot control, you load the pressure, you transfer the pressure, and you're back chain dominant. If you do all of these things the right way, you're going to move in your body's most optimal way of moving forward. It just so happens that these laws are the same things that we see in the most durable athletes of all time. And I already know there's going to be a ton of people trying to claim that these type of things can't be trained. But that could not be further from the truth. Everything that happens on a court or a field whenever you're playing sports, it's subconscious behavior that comes from your central nervous system. You can train new movement patterns into your central nervous system through isometrics. It's no different than trying to improve your crossover. It's improving a movement pattern. When you're working on your crossover, you're working on a movement pattern. The more reps that you put up, the better you'll be able to do it. It's the same thing as teaching our body to land in a bow and be back chain dominant. You guys hear me talk about why people get hurt all the time, but today we're going to focus on why people don't get hurt. To do that, we're going to break down Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss, two equally great athletes, but not equal in terms of durability. So taking a look at their runs, Randy Moss is up here at the top, and this is exactly what we're looking for. So you'll notice that when he takes off, this back heel is flicking away right here. And then when he lands on this side, his knee is in this nice strong bow shape, and his inside ankle bone is high. So this is the type of movement pattern that the most durable athletes of all time have, Randy Moss included. So you can see with Randy Moss right here, he's landing with his inside ankle bone high. With Calvin Johnson right here, he's landing with his inside ankle bone low. And the reason why this is a problem is because inside ankle bone low is what leads to non-contact injuries. Now, maybe the biggest thing to look at with these two is how these guys land, because they were such great jump ball receivers that if you're landing the wrong way, you're going to have a crazy amount of pressure going to your ligaments and joints. First, we're going to take a look at Randy Moss. So note that when he lands, while he's in the air, his toes are pretty much pointed to the ground because he's ready to land on the balls of his feet with his inside ankle bone high. So when he does land, as a result, you can see that right heel never touches the ground. He's got great toe flexion, so he's keeping the pressure on the balls of his feet. Same thing when he's about to step with this left foot, his toes are pointed towards the ground. So this is going to allow the pressure to go to the ball of the foot, have a nice safe landing with no pressure going on the ligaments and joints. And then when we take a look at Calvin, he lands very heavy in the heel. So you can see before he even lands, his toes are pretty much pointed to the sky. So when that happens, he's going to land with a heavy heel strike, which is what we see right here. And this is how Calvin Johnson was landing all of the time. If you watch his footage, you'll see he's extremely heavy in the heels when he runs and extremely heavy in the heels when he jumps and lands. So this is part of the reason why he had so much chronic pain. I know that was a lot to throw at you guys, but simply put, Randy Moss follows the global laws of GOATA and Calvin Johnson doesn't. Athletes, are you worried about getting hurt for your upcoming season? I'm about to show you guys the best possible type of training that you can do to avoid the chance of injury. If you guys think I'm about to show you a bunch of videos of a cold plunge and all these crazy stretches, you're very wrong. The main thing that gets people hurt in sports is faulty movement patterns. The benefits that you get from stretching and icing and doing all those things are just factors in the movement patterns. You should still be doing them, there's nothing wrong with them, but it's not going to necessarily prevent people from getting hurt. So in order to train our bodies to move in a new optimal way, we have to do isometrics and we have to decompress the musculoskeletal system. All of the exercises that we do at GOATA allows us to accomplish both of those things, which leads to movement patterns like the most durable athletes of all time. If we train our athletes to have the right movement patterns, it greatly reduces the chance of day-to-day pain. Through GOATA training, we also train our bodies to land with the inside ankle bone high and to land in this nice strong bow shape, which greatly reduces the chances of non-contact injuries. I'm telling you guys, GOATA is hands down the most effective training for athletes that are looking to get out of pain and get more athletic as a result. The only reason why a lot of people haven't heard of us yet is because it's a relatively new philosophy of training a movement pattern, but we're also one of the first training industries that studies slow motion film. When you study the slow motion film, you see that the most durable athletes of all time have these movement patterns and they can be trained.